It is going to be a very busy day on the mailbag today. We've got a lot of things to address. We've got my dad here.
Yes.
Hi.
Walter the legend. I'm so excited.
Who's that man?
For all the listeners out
Oh,
there,
you
that is
you know
my
who that
father.
man is.
No, I look at the screen and I say,
Who's that man?
Anthony, who is that? What is that clip from?
"Oh, it's the kid from Ballistic X versus Sever."
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
The first 0% movie we did?
Yeah. That
Oh,
sounds right.
what an iconic movie, though. My girl, Lucy Liu.
Yep.
That's how
She's
I'd
great,
say it.
But we've got my dad, we've got Eden and the internet saga. We've got Zach fresh off a day of theme park activities. Man, when's the last time you've been to a theme park, Zach?
I mean, I went to Disneyland last year or the year before. I can't remember. So I did that, but I haven't been to Universal Studio in probably 10 years. Like, I haven't been since I moved here in 2017 for sure.
And did you bring the nieces and nephew?
No, it's just me. It's just me.
People go to Disneyland. It's not a crazy.
Yeah, no. Disneyland is always with them. Pretty much always with them. But no. Last time I was at Universal Studio, my nephew was not alive, and my nieces definitely were not there. There would have been like 6 and 5 maybe at that time.
So what was the highlight or the low light of the Universal Studios experience?
You know what? Sadly, the low light, the tour. The tour was bad.
Why?
The tour was bad. Like, it's always been good. That's my favorite part of it. I love just going through all the sets and hearing all the stuff. We had a horrible tour guide.
Oh, no. Like, they just didn't know what they were talking about? Or
he just wasn't good, and he was being real weird with, like, some child in the front.
Oh, my God.
Like, he just kept addressing this child named Cecily, who I gathered was a 4-year-old girl from Utah, based on everything. But he just kept, like, refocusing everything to her, and he must have said the word facade 50 times in describing
Cecily
the fake.
Definitely understood.
Definitely knew. Yeah. So the tour was bad, but we had a great time. The Mario world, the Super Nintendo world is cool, but there's not much to do there if you're not, like, buying extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The Harry Potter stuff, which I don't know anything about Harry Potter in terms of, like, the movies or whatever, but we went on the main ride, and we did that a couple of times, and it was great. It was like, what a great joy for the kids and everything. Ate a lot of food that I regret today.
What was the
Just
worst?
A lot of food. Oh my God.
hot dog? Corn dog?
Corn dog for
with chips?
sure. A lot of treats, churros. One of my nieces challenged me to eat ice cream with the churros. So there was a lot of mixing and matching. It's been a rough day with all the sweets and all that stuff. Butterbeer. Oh my God, the butterbeer thing that they've got there. Like, a sip of it's really good, but it is pure diabetes.
Yeah. Instant death, as me and my dad call most.
Yeah. But it was great. What a great time. They're building a new Fast and Furious ride, which I'm very excited about. To be ready next year.
Gotta go back now.
It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive.
I don't think I've been to a theme park, Anthony, since you and I went that last time to Disney World.
Oh, when we did Epcot?
Yeah, when we did Epcot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, what, 11? Or
you
younger?
might have been old. I thought you were older, because that was the one where I it was one of those things where they're trying to sell you a condo or something to live in Orlando.
You did the timeshare meeting,
and so I said to them, honey, I'm gonna sit through a 2-hour sales presentation, and then we get 2.5 days at Disney World. And you said, okay, Dad, let's go. So we did.
How was that presentation? How good are they at trying to sell this thing?
It's hard sales. They pressure you really hard, but it's like, if you go in knowing that absolutely, it's like, dude, here's my bank account. No, it's just not possible. It's not going to happen. So yeah, I could sit through it. Not a problem.
Do we think that those are dead now? Has Airbnb killed timeshare?
No, timeshares are still a thing, especially in
Fractional
Hawaii.
timeshares.
They're still a thing in Hawaii.
Yeah, big time.
Good to know. So Bresco was wagering on the Mo betting, but Mo did tell us in the group chat, "I'm going to be late." So
He didn't say
now
why,
the question
though.
is, we don't know why, and we don't know
Right.
how late.
Right.
So now you guys can go to town on that and try to
Ooh.
figure out
I'm
how
gonna
late Mo is
say
going to be.
He gets in at 10:17 local time.
10:17, so that's 10 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Bresco, over under. What's your choice on that? Pressure's on you to decide if you're going over under 10:17. How many push-ups will you do, Bresco? So Eden's internet saga, as I'm sure many of the listeners have been aware, Eden has had some video struggles, and then it trickles down into some audio struggles the last couple weeks. And so,
is that what was happening when I was listening? And there were these long silences.
No, so that was Emily's audio was left out of the publishing process. So last week when there was long silences, that was Emily talking.
Do we know what happened there, or did they StreamYard just
forgot a track? We fixed it. We put the track back in. If you had
got it.
But then when you've already uploaded the episode, then you've got to delete the episode and re-download it. So if you mess it up the first time, you will miss out on Emily's contributions to the pod. But I there were some people who were like, was it a performance art piece? What was going on with the long silences? Was it intentional? Were you giving things extra room to breathe? What was the approach there?
No, but Eden's internet is definitely performance art.
Yes. And now, I mean, the texts have been somewhat confusing to me, but something about the wrong ladder has happened.
Yeah.
Says she's going to leave and rejoin when it's back up. So we should switch topics so we can get the Eden breakdown in a minute. Yeah. All right. Time to introduce the most important thing of 2025. Dad, have you heard of the new daylighting law?
No.
Zach, you're a California resident. Have you heard of the new daylighting law?
I know you brought it up last week. I've already forgotten what it is, but for some reason, I think it has to do with parking.
It sure does. It's parking.
Oh, this is the crosswalk thing.
Right.
Yes. Right. Yes, I've heard of that. It's called daylighting. Why?
It's called daylighting.
Exactly.
Why is it daylighting? Daylighting is the simple concept that safety is improved by removing parked cars next to crosswalks. By keeping the area next to crosswalk clear of parked vehicle obstructions, people walking and people driving can see each other better. Don't know what it has to do with daylight. Is it only active during the daytime?
24-hour thing?
At night, you can park wherever you want.
I guess so.
At night, hit them.
Get them at night. That's when you can park. But you can't park within 20 feet of a marked or unmarked crosswalk.
That second part is how they're trying to boost some revenue.
And are they marking the 20 feet? Or are you supposed to just
they're not marking they're not marking the red zone.
Cool. Very good.
Nice.
It gets even better because it's not every side of the street. It's only the side of the street where you are driving on the right side. So basically, the last car on the right side of the street can't park in this red zone here.
I hate this.
We literally just want healthcare.
Well, maybe if we rack up $80 tickets from every single person on every single street parking in what they think are normal parking spots, we'll be able to have health care.
Parking is already confusing enough.
The
with
city's
all
on
the
fire.
Signs and
Take care of that.
Also, yes. Also,
and then
the
we can
city
address
is still
parking.
burning.
Like, what are you talking about?
We've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people without homes right now because of this.
Dolores,
but yeah,
Dolores doesn't like it.
Let's start walking off 20 feet Let's start walking off 20 feet. That's a good idea.
So 20 feet, it's supposed to be one car length, but
That's not 20 feet.
no, that's like 1.5, which is even dumber. And imagine all the cops or the meter maids pulling out a tape measure.
They're not going to do that.
They're not. But
No.
my mom already got a warning ticket. So they're handing out warning tickets until March. So when I first heard about this, I was like, that's not real. And then we're in the trial period now, and eventually they will, I believe, in March.
And how can you can't even
March
fight
1st.
it, because how can you prove
You take a
there's no way
picture.
to prove that you but of the not marked zone and say it's definitely 20 feet.
Yeah,
I
20
mean,
feet
you're
from
asking
what?
the right questions. Yeah.
20 feet from
the curve, from like the perpendicular street from where a crosswalk would be.
Is this all of California?
The
all
start
of
of
California.
Even Humboldt?
Yep.
They don't even
Imagine
have
how many
crosswalks.
unmarked crosswalks there are in Humboldt County.
Yeah, that's
every block is an unmarked crosswalk. But I don't know. I can't imagine that this is going to increase safety in any way.
No, because everyone's on their phones when they drive.
Just
And
road
it's
rage.
gonna
That's the
piss
problem.
a lot of people off. And
It's going to increase murders,
It's
but
going to increase murders. It's going to increase
people
tickets.
less hitting by cars.
Now,
It's going to increase paper.
What about for individuals who, let's just say hypothetically, will park in a red zone because they're just running in and running out?
Well, I think you're fine because you're already doing.
I don't know who we're naming.
Oh, sorry, Eden's friend.
Yeah.
We're talking about Eden's friend, of course. I think Eden's friend who parks in red zones, since they're already parking in red zones, which is already against the law, they'll be fine.
Yeah. It's not changing any practices for them.
But the thing I love about this is that it's super clear and it totally makes sense, and that everyone will get it easily in 2 months after a couple warning tickets, and it'll be fine.
Good thing there's graphics,
I mean, the graphic is very helpful. I don't know
It's the same picture.
These
4
diagrams
times.
show how the clearance of 20 feet can make a big difference for street safety.
Same picture 4 times.
Well, on the left side, there's a red zone, and on the right side, there's no red zone.
Yeah, that's a parking spot to
And
someone.
on the top,
unmarked.
it's marked.
Yeah.
And on the bottom, it's unmarked.
Oh my
This is a really fun spot the difference game.
Spot the difference, exactly. And see,
Those
in the top
highlights.
left one, Zach, that's you driving, and that's Eden crossing the street. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah, that actually makes it more clear. Yeah.
Daylighting.
Wow. So if you're turning left, like if it's a one-way, we're not concerned about those individuals.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
You can hit those people.
That's fine.
You just
Okay.
can't hit anybody on the right side of the street.
those left side people.
Those lefties.
Welcome to the Friday Mailbag. It's Friday. It's 10:15, Zach. Not looking good
2
for
minutes.
this Mo. This Mo
Yeah.
guest.
Busy.
Find out, I guess, what's happening here. This is a very suspenseful situation. Abuelo Mijo got a recommendation to add Travis Outlaw, the basketball player, as a friend with 14 mutual friends. Should he send Travis Outlaw a friend request, Zach?
Yes, Travis Outlaw, I believe, once got pulled over for suspicion of DUI or something, and instead of giving his ID, I believe gave his basketball card, which he had on him. Which I think, if you're a
Well, is
professional
this a
player,
government name?
Travis
Or an
Outlaw,
nickname?
Yeah.
Mhm.
no, that's his real name.
That's sick. I would use my basketball card as well.
Katie would swipe left.
Zach is
Adam.
Zach is a basketball card, a real physical thing that all basketball players have and are entitled to.
No, this is like a
trading
player,
card.
like a
trading card. Like he just had his own trading card on him and used
I like
that
that
as.
move.
I
which
think that
also-
counts.
Well, Lamar Odom didn't have a passport the first time as a member of the Clippers. They were going to go to Toronto, they had a copy of Slam magazine with him on the cover, and that worked. They let him in.
Is this after 9/11?
It had to be.
That's a
right?
great question. I believe it would have been before 9/11.
Yeah, it's. I don't think that's possible now.
Yeah.
No.
But flying
Wow.
private, I think it's a little loosey goosey.
Travis
was it-
Marquez Outlaw is his full name. His nickname is
Mm.
Trout, which I hadn't heard.
I don't like that. Trout? Why would you have such a
Trout.
stupid name when your real name is so cool?
I know. See, when people have cool names, they don't need nicknames. I fully
No, not
am against.
Trout.
Yeah. Troutlaw.
Brusco, this is the longest minute ever. It'll be 10:17 for the rest of the podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Until Mo shows up. But it's not looking good. We're gonna have to readjust. I'm gonna go 10:32 for Mo. That is my new guess. 10:32. We'll see if he can beat that. But yeah, clearly, go friend Travis Outlaw. I wonder about the 14 mutuals. That's the interesting part to me. That's a lot of mutuals for Travis Outlaw. Paul Mooney's wine pouch says, if you could only use one utensil for the rest of your life, what would it be? This is for all eating, preparation, and cooking.
Spork.
A really, really well-made wooden spoon.
What defines well made?
Solid, long-handled, wide bowl. I can smash with it.
love a
I
wide
can
bowl.
stir with it. I can eat with it. The only thing I can't do is tear apart meat.
Why
but I
was
can
smash
with my
the
hand.
first thing? I could
Because
smash with it?
Yeah, you
Also
smash like a
self-defense.
meat patty or a chicken cutlet
yeah, you
or
gotta
something.
cook, baby. You gotta transform the
Break
food.
some nuts.
Yeah. Break some
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. Hulk smash.
Hulk smash.
I would do the
Okay.
spork version of that where it's mostly spoon, but you got a little prong action towards the tip, if you will.
No, sporks are bad. Sporks don't work.
Mhm. You're gonna want
need a
something
longer
to
tongue.
spear.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
go-
figure
what
if
do you
you're
go with?
limiting me in a world where there's only one utensil, it means I'm in a world where I can use my hands all the time and I can do almost everything else with my hands. So the spoon is the thing that'll be the addition.
Yeah.
I think I need a knife.
Yeah, I was just thinking no knife
Well-
is tough.
I think I need a knife with a
anything?
long handle that can be used to stir shit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But that means you have to use the knife as the thing that gets the food into your mouth, and I'm not fond of that.
I'm going
Although
hands all
it is
the
kind of
time.
using my hand.
badass. It's
Hands
kind of
all the time.
badass to like
And then what do
stab
I
a
do with
piece
soup?
of meat.
You're
and then
you're
soup?
slurping. You're
Yeah,
slurping.
you drink it.
Yeah,
Pick
you
it
just
up and
slurp. Yeah,
slurp
you
it.
just got to drink it.
Yeah.
All right. One good knife. I have one, so I'm okay.
You can use your
But
giant
how
cleaver.
long is this knife?
Well, I
What-
have all the knives. I one of Anthony's friends, I asked him to make me a bespoke cleaver, and I have just a motherfucker of a cleaver, and it's so amazing.
I
Love a
get to
cleaver.
inherit
Tailored to my
that someday.
The weight of it is really heavy. You could use it to break apart a lobster.
You can use
chop
it
one
to
of the really tough
smash
melons.
it, which is apparently a
Smash
huge
it.
priority
Hulk
for you.
smash.
Right.
You have to.
Smash.
You have to.
Can you use your friend's only utensil, or are you just stuck with yours?
You think I
Ooh.
only have one utensil and I'm going to let anybody else touch
Are
it?
you out of your
Well,
mind?
If you
But what
have
if,
your
you know,
cleaver, and
You've got your fork friend, your spoon friend. Everyone comes over for dinner, and we kind of just rotate and get a little
So
bit.
No,
maybe this is some
no,
modern
no.
collective thing of everybody getting together and shit. No, that's not
This
gonna
is
happen.
classic socialist
dinner party
Katie
of all
showing up
knives?
again.
I don't think you can
Well,
share.
excuse me.
But yeah, I'm going with a like it's a knife, so I can cut and I can cut things when I'm eating them. But also, it's got like an extended handle with maybe a little spoon type thing at the
Whoa.
end of
Talking
it.
like you've
Whoa.
created a knife and a collapsible baton hybrid.
Yes, I want
We're not
to
we're
push
not
a button on the
inventing.
knife and it pops out.
This
And
isn't
then I have.
Gadget?
No,
Hey,
we're
man!
not.
Don't
Anthony,
put me in a
you're-
box. I'll think my way out of it.
Anthony, you're starting to think like your grandfather. He would think that all you would need is a Swiss Army knife, and then you'd be fine.
Nothing has ever been more useless than the modern Swiss Army knife. I'm sure there was a time where they were great, but like the little ones that you could buy and anyone could get, those were garbage.
No, the real ones are
the real deal. Yeah,
they're amazing.
I tried taking one on a plane after 9/11 by mistake. Right, like October of that year.
Oops, I forgot.
It was not well received.
I think the fork is the least useful one though. Out of a standard, like stirring with a fork or like you'd rather have a spoon than a fork.
No, fork over spoon.
Across the board utility.
No way.
Well, in the history of
Western is better.
eating, in the history of Western eating, the forks were only for the wealthy. The peasants didn't have forks.
And if Eden gets her internet sorted out, do you think she could do everything with chopsticks? Because she will say
I have a friend who, with the exception of the cutting up the food, I have a friend who does fucking everything with chopsticks.
Cutting is so important.
Yeah, it's the cutting is the only reason I'm going knife.
Yeah,
like I feel like that would get me further, and I
cooking
could.
would be miserable.
You got teeth, don't you?
Yeah,
sure.
For now,
I mean, would I rather pick up a steak with my hands and just rip it off with my teeth?
Yeah.
Okay, but
there
like
are times I enjoy
preparing, like chopping things. I'm not
like
chewing
an
everything
onion or
up
something.
before
You're
I throw it
gonna
in
take
the
a
pot.
bite of an onion.
No, you have to baby bird back into your food prep. You have to.
Yep.
Well, yeah, then you're definitely not swapping utensils if you're baby birding all your food. You're not having
dicing.
your friends
Dicing
come
gets
over.
tough. Dicing
It
gets
gets dicey.
Dicey.
Yeah, same note too, Katie.
I hated that.
Could you get?
Well,
I mean,
you
and once again, it's
elicited
a chopstick situation. Could you do it all with tongs?
I wouldn't want to.
I thought about tongs. Tongs is not a bad pick.
You could do most of the cooking with tongs, and you could do
I don't
some
love
of
tongs.
the eating with tongs.
I think I need
don't
a
start eating with
scooping
tongs.
action.
Well, there's always somebody
More
who's
than
going
tongs.
to think like Anthony and MacGyver himself some bizarre hybrid utensil that'll do all the things, and thereby eliminating the concept altogether.
That might get you killed though. With these
That's
rules,
right.
you just don't know. Is it
What?
worth it to use
What do you mean? What do you
the
mean?
forbidden spoon?
That's
It
true.
might be against the law. I don't know why we're only allowed one.
Can you sharpen the tongs? Well, only if you have a sharpening tool.
Iron
you
iron
can't.
sharpens tongs, as they say.
Placing tweezers? That seems like a
What?
really slow
Tweezers?
existence.
I mean,
All Mooney's wine pouch would choose a corkscrew.
I don't think
don't
you
know.
need one.
works for ducks.
Those are penises. Because they're rapists. We've been over
Well,
this.
Eden rejects your chopsticks are pretentious assessment, Travis.
Yes. Travis,
Racist.
that's really culture centric. You need to get it together.
Mm-hmm.
If my goal is weight loss, I could go chopsticks because that would certainly slow me
One
down.
popcorn at a time. One chicken nugget.
My students saw me eating a bowl of pho in the library, and I was using a spoon, and they were so horrified that I wasn't using chopsticks that one of them went out and bought me a pair of acrylic lightsaber chopsticks.
Ooh.
And gave them to me as a present. I'm so happy now. I use them at work all the time.
Do they have the sound built into it?
No,
Or
they
you,
don't
like,
have the
flashing
sound, but I have
lightsabers?
that app on my phone, so I can
good.
do that.
You're ready to be a TikTok creator. Too bad they canceled it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's over.
If only.
Yeah, so that was a question from We Gotta Fled. How is the looming TikTok ban going to affect you?
It's not.
Next
So-
to not at all.
Here's my question: Are they shutting down the servers, or is it a situation where it's no longer in the App Store? They're not allowed to do software updates. Not allowed to do any of that stuff, and it just eventually dies out. 'Cause
It's
I
the
think
latter.
the latter,
It's
right?
the latter. Yeah.
So then it's like we'll be fine for like a year or two. It'll be around.
Yeah, I think it'll just.
It's also
I mean, I don't know how
it'll get reversed at some point.
I don't know how much new content will be put in there, but there's probably enough content existing already that it'll keep itself going.
I actively
But I
avoid
never
it because I
downloaded
don't
it,
have.
so.
It's great. It's a great time waster. Like I would rather waste
why I don't
time on
go.
TikTok than Instagram for sure.
Well, I waste enough time as it is, so I don't think I need to add a time waster to my life. But RGG says, if you could ban another social media platform for any reason, which one are you banning?
All of them.
Twitter for sure, just to piss off Elon.
That would be fun.
That turd.
God, which one?
I'm gonna go outside the box. I'm gonna ban YouTube.
Okay.
Really?
Why? Haven't thought it out. Let's think it out as we go. I'm banning YouTube.
Oh, you're just blindly firing
because
here.
I want cable back.
Oh, it's coming back. It's just taking its time.
Cable's back, baby.
I don't know.
It sure feels like cable.
I reconnected the wire years ago. It's great.
Well,
I'm actually a
did you do that
YouTube
because
TV
of-
user, so it's kind of awkward for me right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Does YouTube kill YouTube TV? If that's the case, then it's a big swath. Yeah. I think I was thinking that just to disrupt. The obvious answer is Twitter. Facebook's already dead. Dad, you use Facebook more than the rest of us, I think. How's your Facebook usage going?
I am only on Facebook less than 5 minutes a day just to check on certain things. I still use Facebook to find out who had a baby, who's in a show that's opening, but I don't post on Facebook unless I'm in another app and I want to post that content to Facebook. And it's almost always promoting something that I'm working on. I'm like, I have no idea what our relatives are up to on Facebook. I have no idea.
I'm not even friends with mine. I tried to find one the other day. I'm like, I'm not friends with any of these people.
Yeah. The algorithm has decided I need to know that certain people have babies and what their children are doing. And so I don't know.
Good for birthdays.
That.
That's what I use it for, knowing whose birthday it is and then not telling them happy birthday, but knowing that it is.
I just have, so my Facebook got hacked like maybe a year or two ago. And I tried to recover it and then just I don't use it, but I had to create another Facebook because of my fantasy football league with my friends in Minneapolis, because they do all their league communication on there and like whatever bullshit. And so I had to be in there to like just get the occasional update, but other than that, I never go on it. Like I try to stay off. Like like Blue Sky, I'm doing that way more than Twitter now, but I'm not that active on it either.
I've tried to do our social posts on Blue Sky, and it has different restrictions, and I'm pissed. I can everybody agree on a length of a video and a file size? It drives me nuts. Like I can't. If I have to change the format yet again to post something else on a different platform, it's not gonna happen.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Does anybody use Facebook Marketplace? I don't really understand like how that became the new Craigslist and the rise of that.
I used it once, and now it thinks I want things I don't want. So I don't recommend that you use it.
Yeah, I listened to an interview with the creator of Craigslist.
Craig?
What a weird dude. What a weird.
I'd imagine.
Like he was like a character, but not weird in the way you think. He was like a character out of Silicon Valley, the TV show. It was just a bizarre person, but I guess it makes sense that he created Craigslist.
Misconnections.
I feel like Marketplace. I don't know. Like I think Facebook is still bigger than we think it is in terms of.
No,
I
know that it's big. Like
it's
I
not
know that
dead.
there's a segment
it's still
that
one of the best
primary.
Yeah,
like people still use it as their main thing, and like my dad says he doesn't check on our family. That's the only that's the best way to get a quick update on my entire swath of aunts and uncles and cousins in Maryland. Is just like pop on Facebook, hop around. I was playing a fun game with my dad and my uncle where we were looking at a picture of my aunt and all of her grandchildren, but she was holding a baby, and we're like, whose baby is that? What baby is this?
The baby's
That's
not even
your
tagged.
baby. I was like, because there's like 12 cousins, like 12 of her grandchildren. There's a lot of grandchildren. And so we're trying to count whose was which cousins. And then we're like, but who does that baby belong to? That's not your baby. So what she actually did was she grabbed the newest baby that was her sister's grandchild. So her, great nephew or whatever.
Yeah.
And stole him for her grandchild photo.
You have to.
Just to throw us all off, anybody who was auditing the grandchildren.
It worked. Look at you. Like it gave me trying to figure it out.
A 30-minute
I played that game in person at Christmas where I'm like, who are you, my cousin or someone that my cousin brought? I don't even know these people. Like some of them I could not pick out of a lineup. And there's not that many. It's not enough for me to be unsure.
Yeah, we can do a family tree up through like my generation, but once we get to my generation's kids, I'm completely at a loss. I don't know their names. I don't know how many there are. There's always a new one.
And I don't care.
What's Kevin's latest kid's name?
Bear.
Bear.
What are the other ones? I have to know.
No, the other ones have more. They have more normal names
by far, dude. Bear Keith. The kid's gonna have a great life. All right.
I mean, I'll take Bear over like another Braylon or one of those.
Katie, are you a Catherine?
Kathleen.
Kathleen, got it.
Just like my mother, named her after.
LT
just exactly the same.
Embarrassing Maze stories. I hope
that's
you
right.
mean embarrassing Anthony Maze stories.
Yeah, I think that's what he means.
Which one should I tell, honey?
I don't know. This is your choice.
Oh boy, dealer's choice.
I love a Papa Maze dealer's choice.
It's a dangerous game.
Well, I think I've told. This isn't really embarrassing, but this is just emblematic. There's so many traits that Anthony and I share, and there's one of the things that I have always admired about my son is I must have really instilled in him very early on that there isn't anything in the world that can't be laughed at. And he can make humor in the damnedest places. And so one day we're in my old apartment on Connecticut Street, and he's maybe 13, whatever. And, the place is crammed with too many books, and he's only there part-time because the rest of the time he's with his mom and everything. And one day he just comes out of his room, out of the blue, and looks at me and says, Dad, if you didn't spend all your money on hookers and cocaine, we could live somewhere nice. And then went back into his bedroom.
And he was right.
He was right. The other thing that he did is when he went off to college, and I decided I was going to move down to the South Bay. I moved down to the South Bay, and he said to me before I moved, he says, if I come to visit you in your new home and that sofa is in that home, I'm never coming to visit you again.
Yeah. Oh my God. That sofa dealt with the two of us sitting on it for 10 years. Not built for it.
More than 10, honey. We got it when you were 2.5.
Sure, but once I was a full-grown person,
right? Yeah.
That's a lot of weight.
Yes, there are things. There are things in this world that are not meant to have Anthony and me on it, or even adjacent to it. Yeah, we had to stop sitting next to each other on it.
Normal size furniture.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
Of all types.
Not possible.
No, the time when I had to put my foot down was, I forget. I mean, it can't have been that long ago, but it was a little while ago. And you put me in the middle seat.
Oh no.
Because you were like, oh yeah, I'll sit on the aisle because I'm the father, and we'll put you in the middle, and then there'll be some poor person in the window.
They'll never get out.
So I have you in half of my seat. I'm leaning against you like the entire flight
back
pushing
to back, like
Just-
Tango and Cash.
just so
Yeah.
I'm not, spilling over on this poor innocent person.
Yeah.
But they didn't get it. They didn't leave their seat. They didn't go to the bathroom. They wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I'll pee my pants.
You have to. How often should you change out a couch?
If you
Depends on the
buy
wear and tear.
if you buy a really good piece of furniture, an expensive couch,
Yeah.
it will last you a very long time. It will last you 15, 20, 25 years. But if you buy an IKEA couch, probably every 5 years.
Yeah, I went to what is it? Living Spaces when I moved into this
Sing it.
apartment and got a Living Spaces
Thank you.
and got a couch that was not expensive and not nice, but definitely not an IKEA couch. And I like it, but I'm trying to decide when to get this thing out of here.
Well, I've lived almost my entire life being rather budget conscious about certain things, and most of them are all I care about is function. I don't care if it's pretty. None of that has ever mattered to me. But about 4 years ago, it was right in the middle of the pandemic, I looked around this house and I thought to myself, I am 60 some odd years old and I can afford a couch that is built to my specifications.
Yeah.
Because every piece of furniture that is ever made, my hips sit below my knees, and that's terrible for you. It's just the worst. So I went to one of those places where you can design your own thing, and the guy measured me and gave me things to set, and he made me a bespoke couch, and it is in the living room, and I have friends who sit on it and their feet don't touch the floor. It's wonderful.
Anthony, how is it?
It's definitely like higher up.
Yeah.
How would it be for Emily?
She'd never get off the couch.
Yeah, she'd have to jump up.
She need a boost.
She'd need a step ladder, like you'd get a dog to get out of
For
bed.
the dogs, yeah.
But I mean, I bought my couch, and as opposed to the height, I went for depth. Like you can sit pretty far back, so I'm pretty pleased with it. I hope it lasts 10 years. That'd be nice. We'll see. It's in solid shape at this point, but hard to say. There was a question here. Dad, have you seen Wicked?
Oh yeah.
What was your Wicked thoughts on the movie?
Okay. The first 15 minutes of the film, my brain was trying to, my usual judgy brain was trying to go, oh, okay, well, that's weird. Why are they doing that? That lighting is a little weird. And somewhere in it, it just clicked right about the point where they were burning the effigy of Elphaba. My brain just went, this is so fucking cool. And then I stopped judging. And by the time we got to my boyfriend, Jonathan Bailey, singing Dancing Through Life in that library, I was like, they can do no wrong with this film, because the only thing I didn't like about it, I mean, people were coming down hard on Michelle Yeoh. It's like, you bitches, shut the fuck up. You go. It's like, that is a goddamn goddess, and she is brilliant, and she is, remember,
Flip it.
it's one. Oh yes, you should always have a clip of you saying,
"You bitches." That was very Nick Cage getting attacked by the bees.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah,
that made my weekend.
But anyway, what people don't realize is that, or aren't processing in the moment, it is one long story divided in half, and all of those characters are playing an arc. It's all going somewhere.
Yeah.
And Michelle Yeoh, if you know the book or if you know the musical, there's a thing. It's all alluded to, but there's a thing that happens in the second act when you find out just how evil she really is. I wasn't crazy, but this happens in movies more than I like anyway. I wasn't crazy with weird backlighting and like, here are two people and then in the middle of them there's a strong light coming through. I never liked that. But fine. But I also know that the second movie, because the second act of the musical is going to be much darker. There's going to be a lot more shadows. It's just, it's that thing. So I was very happy with it. I haven't made myself, I'm in rehearsals for a show that opens a week from tomorrow. So I haven't had time to go see it a second time. And I also didn't see it when it first opened because I did not want to be in a crowded theater with people watching that movie.
Absolutely.
I waited until it was a Tuesday morning and I checked on my little app and saw that only 5 seats were sold. And I went in and I watched it then and I was fine. And that's how I like to see movies.
And were you in on the Gregory Maguire book when it came out and then the musical right away, or like?
I don't remember. Well, I've known Greg forever. Do you remember that Greg? No, I don't think Greg's ever been to our house, but
I mean, my mom like remembers when he went from writing kids books to this book and was one of the first, like she wrote him a letter before it really even was published. And so she had a nice interaction with him. She also really liked Oz, but I'm trying to remember
we got our hands on the manuscript. We got our hands on the manuscript to it early on. And I remember getting it and going and saying to Joan, Greg Maguire's written an adult book and it's an Oz derivative. Do you want to read it? Here's the manuscript. And she read it and she thought it was a very interesting, she wondered what he was doing with it, but it turned out to be a very interesting book. And for those of you who don't know, the book and the movie have similar plot points, but the book is very different.
How different is the book from the musical?
Very different. Very different. There's an enormous amount about the political structure of Oz. And the way I always talk my students out of reading it is, because this almost always works, I said, oh yeah, you can read it if you want to, but it's going to be very different. How do you feel about an animal orgy? And the kids go, what? And I said, an animal orgy. And then they kind of like back away from me and they don't talk to me for the rest of the day. So
different animals?
There's a lot of weird shit. Well, all the animals in Oz, I mean, that's one of the big things about Wicked.
So it's not just like all the tigers have an orgy. It's like all the animals have an orgy.
That is correct, baby.
Mark said, motherfucker of a cleaver has to be the episode title. I don't know. Animal orgy.
Animal orgies.
Animal orgies pretty good.
How do you feel about animal orgies?
Yeah.
How do you feel about animal orgies?
Animal orgies. And the book
I'm going to ask a lot of people that today.
The book is very dense, and the book did not know that the real lasting power of the story was the friendship between Elphaba and Galinda. So in fact, they didn't even know that when the musical first premiered. I saw the first premiere of the musical. They tried it out of town in San Francisco, and it was like 2003 or 2002, whatever. And Greg was in town, and he must have called me because I don't think we were we texting in 2002? I don't remember. But anyway, so he lets me know, and he says the show's premiering tonight. Tonight's the first preview, and I can get you in if you want to see it. It was 4+ hours long. It was it didn't know what it was.
That's so long.
Defying Gravity was still there. It was definitely there. But it was Elphaba, Galinda, and Fiyero were equal size. Fiero's part was much bigger originally. And there was all this stuff about the politics of Oz and the people of Oz and the animals and all that stuff. And Robert Morse was the original wizard who got fired from the show. And I remember coming out of the performance going, was he drunk? And it turns out he was. Robert Morse was dealing with serious alcoholism at the time. So they fired him and brought Joel Grey in to do it on Broadway. And it was in the out-of-town process that they figured out what we really need to focus on is the relationship between Elphaba and Galinda. That's what's going to hold it. And they got it figured out by the time it opened on Broadway. And when I saw it again, I don't know, a year later or whatever, it was a much tighter, much clearer. It's never been one of my favorites. It has great moments, but the movie just really made all of them work. It made me very happy. So I'm really looking forward to the second one.
Define sobriety.
Yes, exactly.
Maze, there's a song that's called Defying Gravity.
He knows that.
Okay, sure.
Dazing.
I didn't play that one
Wickedly
enough
talented.
when you were growing up.
Dazing. Wickedly talented.
They
Dazing.
said when the second one's coming out?
Yeah, it's same date. Thanksgiving weekend this year.
Yeah, because they shot most of it.
It's
at
done.
the-
That,
yeah,
It's
that
filmed.
thing
It's
is
done.
all over Universal Studios. Oh my god!
yeah, I bet.
There's posters everywhere.
Poppies will make them sleep.
Also, a weird thing about I know they're promoting all their stuff, but in a land of all this like kid friendly stuff, there's just a massive poster for Nosferatu. Just like
Nice.
I don't know. The theme, like it fits the theme park.
I love Nosferatu. I thought it was great.
I still haven't seen it. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I think.
It's
I can't wait. I love the original. Like
I'd never seen the original or anything, and it's
Really?
like super faithful to that in terms
Zach,
of
when you
the story.
say the original, Zach, what do you mean?
the 1920 something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've seen that? Lovely.
Oh yeah.
Because there was a remake that was done in like 1980 with Klaus Kinski.
Oh, I've
playing.
never seen that.
Yeah.
I've only
that's
seen the
that's the
1922 or whatever it was.
The Herzog one,
Herzog.
right?
It's the Herzog version, right?
Okay.
But I tried to watch some of the original because it's on YouTube because it's been Steamboat Willied, but the
Funny,
score
rid of
threw me
YouTube.
off. Yeah, I banned it, so
I'm
you
just
can't
not-
actually get it anymore. But
No, I'm just
Look
thinking
who's
of
all for YouTube now.
Towers
Yeah.
and Nosferatu.
No! But the score threw me off. The score was like a little because it's silent, so they had to score the whole thing, and it's like a little. He's coming out and he's like trying to be scary, and the score is kind of upbeat. And I'm like, maybe I should just mute it. I don't know. This isn't quite working for me. But
Gotta blurt it.
does the original qualify? No, I don't think it qualifies.
No,
L3
there's no
Smash.
way. There's no way.
Damon Willem Dafoe is not Count Orlok. He is asked off, but as the Shadow of a Vampire. Got you.
Yeah, Shadow of the Vampire is a wonderful movie.
But yeah, I thought about like I've never really seen. I haven't seen the Coppola Dracula. I haven't seen any
Bram
of the,
Stoker's?
You are not
Stoker.
steeped in vampire lore?
No, I haven't watched a bunch of those movies. So I went into Nosferatu kind of, not with like a lot of the reference points. I'm sure if I'd seen every single Dracula movie, it would have been a little less impactful, but I enjoyed it.
Are you just not interested? Because like Interview with the
wasn't.
Vampire is a great movie. Bram
I've
Stoker's
never even
Dracula is
seen
very
that.
interesting.
Oh.
Interview
never
with the
even
Vampires. That you should watch that. That's a great movie.
Yeah. So I should probably do a little more vampire history.
Once again, I have failed you as a father and didn't instill my love of vampire movies.
But you've seen the Twilight movies, right?
Oh God, no! Jesus Christ!
Maze watches them every night.
That's what I thought vampires were.
Yeah.
They're not.
No, I mean I watched.
He's not interested.
I watched True Blood. That was probably the most vampire thing I did. But yeah. Okay. Ludo 33. What makes a movie perfect? What makes a movie a perfect movie to watch on an airplane? His list is under 2 hours, interesting plot, not a ton of characters, not knowing the ending immediately.
Yeah, I hit the under 2 hour section of the entertainment system on Delta. That's just money in the bank. Like that's such an like under 2 hours is big for watching a movie on a flight. I think dumb action helps. I don't think you want a lot of dialogue or a lot of serious dialogue. Like I don't think dramas really work on an airplane.
I want to get emotional on a flight.
Well, you're prone to get emotional on a flight. Watching
I'm prone to get emotional everywhere. I'm trying to turn it down.
Trust me, we know.
Also, Mo's not showing up, right?
No.
It's 50 minutes late. Means you're not coming.
It's possible he forgot that today's Friday.
He texted, I'm going to be late.
You've never tried to organize hanging out with
10:46. I'll be ready in the next 10 minutes. Is it worth joining or should I sit out?
We should tell him to join, and then the second he joins,
at the
we
call.
end it. Yeah. I'm texting.
Eden's here, so Eden beat Mo. Eden with all of her internet issues
Woohoo!
still
Eden,
beat Mo
and she's not
the
in stop
episode.
She's so
action.
happy.
Stop
Hello,
motion
my
animation.
darling.
Papa Maze, this heart is for you.
Hi, darling.
I want to give you a hug, Papa Maze. I'm so glad I did not miss the entire show. I swear, when he was like, "Oh, it's almost done. It just takes like 30 minutes to actually fire up," I was like, "I'm gonna miss the entire
30 minutes.
Papa Maze segment." And we're here at the end, and we made it. And my forehead is really shiny because I was doing skincare, and I thought I wasn't gonna have to be on video, but I was like, whatever. I am going to make the most out of the time I have with Walter as I can.
Well, I've named the episode 3 times, so whatever
Yes.
Anthony decides.
Yeah, Eden, how do you feel about Animal Orgies? Is the
Great
title that
question.
we're workshopping right now.
Wow, you guys are just gonna throw that bomb at
Yep,
me.
that's your
And it's-
favorite
it's
topic. So
multiple kinds of animals, not just one type. So make sure you know that going into it.
yeah, so
Like a
we
Noah's
gotta-
Ark orgy.
We can speed round a couple things. One utensil for the rest of your life. Give us your chopsticks.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
Papa Maze is so done
What
with
about
me.
cutting?
I have successfully cut a steak with the chopstick before. Metal chopsticks.
Yeah.
Metal chopsticks.
There you go.
Okay. I
But
like
there was
that.
a question posed earlier I don't think that we addressed. Do you get both chopsticks or are you only allotted
Yeah.
one? Because it is a utensil.
But yo, come on. You guys can't do this to me. You guys cannot do this to me. Chopsticks. I feel like if you say I can only have one chopstick, that's being exclusionary to Asians. And
yes,
Also,
exactly.
it's not chopsticks is a singular unit. I know it's
Yeah.
2, but it's a singular unit.
Plural.
ally. Thank you.
All you have to do is put like a little tiny string
Yeah.
between the two. All of a sudden, it's one
You
utensil.
just like cheaters for glasses. You just put
Yes.
cheaters
Yep.
on the
It's
chopstick. and there
actually
you go.
like the training chopsticks for the kids often have them tied together, so like the kids like don't lose them.
You're getting training wheel chopsticks.
Yeah.
That's what you're
Katie,
going
could
with.
you do Katie, can you do me a favor and stop Asian hate?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my bad.
That was
She's been
exclusionary.
driving it this entire time by herself, so she'll be able
Yeah.
to shut it down. Obviously.
Yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, Dad, you can put your old lady beaded chain between the two chopsticks.
You have
I
to.
no, actually, Anthony, I have cooking chopsticks that came with very long cooking chopsticks.
The long
that
ones,
came
yeah.
with a little string that attaches them. I thought, well, I'm not going to take them off. They obviously put in there for a reason, and I find it works. And I don't know if you remember, because I don't remember having any food at home where you would eat chopsticks, but I have carved wooden chopsticks that start off as animals, and then the chopsticks come down from them. I have a duck. I have a giraffe. I don't
What?
remember the other
Are they
one.
in an orgy?
A cultured man is what I'm hearing.
They're very cute. They're really
Did you
good
keep them
starter chopsticks.
secret for 15 years? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Where
Great
are
question.
they?
I will give them to you, honey, as a wedding present. There you go.
Great. Thrilled
That's from
about
both of
that.
us.
Yep.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I just realized, Papa Maze, I'm gonna get to hang out with you.
No. You are sitting with me. It is required.
I get to sit at your table.
Well,
This,
Anthony has
no
told me-
offense, this is bullshit. I have to sit with a mean, and you can sit with Papa Maze. This is bullshit.
Well,
I will
Zach,
stand.
you have to
Called
keep Amin
justice.
as far away. You have to keep Amin as far away from me as possible, so I don't cause a scene at my son's wedding reception.
All you have to do, here's how you keep a mean away from you. You just say, I think I heard a girl complaining about her father on the other side of the room.
Oh my god.
Who's that
He'll
man?
be over there the rest of the day.
Stupid.
Yeah, apparently there aren't assigned seats.
Yeah, it's
so we've
not.
gotta stake
We're
out
not
our
doing
own.
an assigned table.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
will
doing the
not.
note card. You have to mingle with people thing. I went to a wedding where I had 8. Like there was a group of 8 of my friends total. Perfect, right? Seems logical. 8 people that know each other. Put them
Yeah.
at a table.
Yeah.
What they decided to do was they decided to
Split y'all up.
not only split us in half, separate us at the table. So it was me and Isabel sitting across from my friend and his date.
What's
and then
the
they
logic
put
in
4
that?
randos in between to force us to mingle.
Come
No,
on.
that's not what this is for. This isn't a mixer.
Yeah, I know.
Put all the randos together. Throw them into the fire.
Make them
why
mix.
are you splitting up like 8 people that know each other?
That's
That way,
so funny.
when the man comes out and does an acoustic medley of 15 rap songs that he should not have ever done, I can
Hold on.
laugh with my friends instead of having to look at the table across and go, cut it. Cut it right now.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna need a little bit more here on acoustic rap songs.
All right.
15?
So this was
15's a lot of songs.
This was LA adjacent. It was in San Clemente. So they live in Long Beach. He's from Huntington Beach. It's like Orange County-ish.
Beach dude.
Yeah. But slow down.
Hence acoustic
Bass.
rap medley.
So the guy that they got to be the DJ, I believe he also played music during the reception or the ceremony. I didn't see him, but there was acoustic guitar being played and shit, so I have to assume it was the same dude. So he did the ceremony, then he did the reception, he DJ'd, but he also was like a one-man band type dude who had an acoustic guitar.
No, you're a DJ. Be a DJ.
Right, but clearly he's also a washed-up LA musician who somehow is now settled into doing weddings, and that's his thing. And so everybody's sitting down to dinner, right? Like this, I think speeches had not happened yet. I think this is before speeches. And he starts doing an acoustic medley of at least 15 rap songs. He did like Nelly
15?
Ride With Me. He did like Biz Markie Just a Friend. Like he just kept going and adding more songs.
Just a little bit
like
of each.
4 lines of each.
And
he's doing just like acoustic. He's not like really playing the song. Like he's butchering the song, he's butchering the lyrics, and then he just keeps adding more and more
butchering the
songs.
Where are the guests? Are you eating? Is this a dancing
We're waiting for food.
Oh,
that's the other thing. When you
it's
have
a
a seat at
hostage
dinner,
situation.
everybody's waiting for food. Everybody's getting their entree and their salad and shit at a different time. We're all prisoners of this dude's acoustic rap medley.
Now, that also a title. Now I will walk around my apartment and I'll croon some rap songs.
Right.
But
Naturally.
I'm not doing that at a wedding with an acoustic guitar.
I want to know if this was all in the package. If he's like, okay, have I got a show for you tonight? If you think you're just getting a DJ, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little
I do it all, baby.
stank on it. This is
It's definitely someone that takes themselves entirely too seriously and thinks of their work as art and is just very self-important.
Absolutely a beach white.
Which is why I'm reminding you that I only need 20 minutes, a piano and a microphone at the reception, Anthony. That's all I need.
And I will be front row like this.
Consider it done.
Daddy's going to do his cabaret act all around weddings and how much he loves his son. It'll be beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well, it's meaningful. That's why I wanted it to be meaningful for my son and his new bride.
Yes.
Yeah. Me and Zach will be hype men.
Yay.
We'll wheel the piano in.
Absolutely. Mo,
who's got push-ups? Who's got push-ups?
What time zone are you in?
Everyone has push-ups at this point.
Yo.
11. We said 10:17. We said 10:32. How's it going, Mo?
Going well. Just busy morning.
Yeah, busy morning. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate it.
Call was put on me right when I texted you guys. Basically.
Oh shit!
So then I was like, "Oh, I have to." Okay. So no problem. What I missed?
Well, how do you feel about Animal Orgies, Mo?
We've been waiting.
Not me. Not for me.
I've never had thoughts about it.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
You've had thoughts about
actually.
it. No, you've had thoughts about it.
I've never seen it on like Planet Earth or anything like that. So watching those, so I don't know if there's,
Well, it
There's many kinds
obviously
of
be in a
animals.
fantasy world. Yeah.
you know, yeah. I've not thought about. I know it's a boring answer.
Well, now you
Name
think
4
about it.
animals you're interested in seeing participate.
Yeah. You can't say me and my croc tits because that's not a real thing.
Well,
I thought they were. They're not.
you have to subscribe.
Not
Yeah,
for
isn't
free.
that the OnlyFans account?
Yeah, croc tits.
All right, 4 animals that I'd find it interesting. Like, I'd just be curious how it works.
Why are you engaging?
Yeah,
Why?
eat it.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to
Mo
do
is
this.
taking it
Mo.
very seriously. I appreciate it.
Quiet.
He's trying to make up
He
for
just
lost
got
time
here.
with the mailbag.
Well,
you
Zach
know?
dropped off, so good. I don't have to give an answer. Move on.
Oh, he'll be back.
So
Demanding
Mo,
answers.
we thought that your dad was going to take it a lot worse about the freezer
So did I.
situation, and
Too
it ended
reasonable.
up being fine. Is he still fine with it?
He's still fine with it. It
Kinda has
is
to be.
awkward though, in the sense of like the stuff I found in there was
Bodies?
disgusting.
So no
Um,
bodies. Bodies.
No bodies. I
Okay.
found a.
Old pets.
I love my dad. He
That's-
doesn't have a concept of he thinks if you freeze it,
It's
it lasts
forever.
forever.
Yeah.
I think it's a
My dad too.
immigrant parent thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just
As long as there's a
along
date
those
on it,
lines.
it doesn't matter when it is. You can still use it.
Yeah, so it's like, there was stuff and I was like, he still has this. Like, and started tossing it, and of course, because the power had been off, it started to defrost.
Mm.
So and I mean, it wasn't like the power was off for 4 days. The funnier thing was literally 20 minutes after I left the house, power came back on.
Mm.
Also, at the
Was it
same
all
time,
too,
the house.
was it all too far gone though? Like had it
Oh, it does. You had
Yeah.
to toss it. You had
Yeah.
to toss it. It didn't. It doesn't even
Had to
matter.
happen
Like,
anyway. Yeah.
yeah, the stuff had to be
That
tossed, and I'm
sucks.
kind of thankful. But now I'm mortified for when he comes back and goes,
Time to
"Empty
restock.
freezer, baby,
Yeah.
time to go to work."
Boy.
Yeah, that's
you're
gonna
going
be
to work.
the crisis time. Is like he's gonna cook nonstop for 3 days to get that
shopping
that
list,
quota
dude.
back
Jeez,
up.
that's a week.
Shopping list. is
I
gonna
mean,
be
half of
crazy.
it's just gonna be like pasta sauce. Like,
It's all sorts of sauces and stuff, and it's just I
Soups.
don't know what to say.
yeah.
full
Was
salmon.
most of the stuff in the freezer cooked things,
Cooked.
Or
Most
was
of
it
it
in-
was cooked. Some
Okay.
stuff was frozen
ingredients?
meat and fish that he was hoping to keep.
Yeah.
That over time he would cook. And so my dad has the thought of like, okay, I'm gonna buy this stuff because I'm gonna cook this at some point,
Yeah.
and then it just never comes to fruition and it sits there.
Yep.
With that, so that's kind of the stuff that ended my dad's freezer run. But the crazier thing was also like when I left the house, like I could see the smoke kind of over the mountains, but I was like, okay, still pretty far. I've seen this before. The power comes back on, so that means the ring cameras come back on. And
Mm.
somewhere within the 3 hours from when I left the house to all of a sudden everything changed, and the neighborhood watch group chat that I'm on is freaking out. They're like, do we need to evacuate? Do we need to leave? I look at the ring camera and I'm like, oh, I could see the fire in the corner.
Oh
I was
wow.
like, this might be a problem.
Yeah.
So luckily everything's good. The first responders, the firemen did a great job kind of protecting that area and slowing it down. So by the morning I was like, okay, no, the house is fine. But there was definitely, I went to bed going like, could be a problem. Come tomorrow.
With those winds, I mean, it's like
You just never know.
It's crazy. And it changed. The thing that shocked me was how quickly it changed. In like, I felt perfectly safe at 2. And then by 5 o'clock, I was like, oh, this house might be gone.
It's so scary, man. That's so scary.
Dad, tell the enchilada story from Christmas.
Oh dear God.
Also, hi, Papa Mace.
So hi Mo. So the night before Arthur got there. So I was there the first night, and I said to Mom, I don't want to cook. We'll just go get
Sunday before Christmas.
Right. We'll just go get some takeout food. And so I went online, and I don't know the neighborhood. And so I said, well, what about this one? And then they don't have DoorDash. So you have to go to their website. And fine. I go into their website, and I'm ordering on the website. And the website isn't clear. And, but anyway, so I order what I think is enough food for me and my mom, a little order of chicken enchiladas. And
we wanted tamales. That's what
I was
really
looking for. Places with tamales. Sorry. Some tamales for Christmas, and some soup, and some, I don't know, maybe chips. Rice and beans for Mom. That's what it was. So I get into the parking lot, and my phone starts ringing, and it's some very nice young woman saying, "Hello, Mr. Mays. The person who was supposed to do your order didn't understand," and she starts making this big long explanation, and these orders are supposed to be called in 24 hours in advance. And it's like, I said, I'm sitting in your parking lot because it said online that the order would be ready at 6. It's now 5:59. And she said, I'll get my manager.
Wow.
And then the manager comes on, and the manager has clearly had it up to here already with the day. Okay. So his response, he gets on the phone and says, "May I help you?" And I said, "Yes, I was just speaking to a young woman who tells me that my order didn't process and it's going to be late." "That's correct." "Okay." When he says, "Oh, it'll be like another 5 or 6 minutes." And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. She told me that I had to have ordered them in 24 hours. And then he launches into the same explanation that she was going to tell me. And so I cut him off by saying, "That's all very fine and well, sir. I don't need to know the details. I'm waiting in the parking lot. I'll be ready whenever you bring the food out. Thank you." And, anyway, he comes out and hands me 3 takeout bags of food. And I'm thinking, what could this possibly be? Oh my God. Well, I guess he comped us enchiladas for the trouble and time, because enchiladas are quick and you can just grab them and throw them in a thing. So there were way more enchiladas than we could possibly eat, plus the tamales, plus the soup, plus the rice. It's like, Jesus Christ. I got home. Anyway.
For 5 minutes of waiting?
Dude, I'm not in charge. Not in charge.
Were they closing? Were they closing for what time
at
did they
6
close?
p.m.?
Nope.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got back to the house, and none of the food was particularly good. All of the meat in the enchiladas and in the tamales were the chunks were too big, and the cooking process hadn't given them enough time to really break apart. I mean, they were cooked, but they didn't break apart. So you would cut into the enchilada, and there'd be this big 1.5-inch chunk of beef in it. It's like, okay. So Grandma put them into the freezer and we basically filled up their freezer with frozen enchiladas. She finally got into them, took them apart, repurposed all the food, and then made something else out of it. But Jesus Christ, it was, yeah.
Can I just appreciate I don't need your explanation. Just give me my food when it's ready. I love that.
Let's not waste either one of our time.
I want to go back to Mike Myers as Dieter and say, your story has become tiresome. It's, I don't want to hear it. I don't care.
But like, who places takeout orders 24 hours in advance?
Tamales are a trick. They're a weird
tamales
thing.
You have to.
And what he was trying to tell me is there was a glitch on the website that didn't identify that. The website had never taken the order, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, but that's not my problem. Give me my fucking.
It's not your problem, but that poor dude probably had to deal with that at least 15 times that day.
Can you imagine? I bet he was done with his day. Yeah.
No wonder the tamales sucked.
Yeah.
Speed cooked.
Right, exactly. Like the tamales take a long time. Like you do have to place those.
Just crank it up to 450. Let's get it over with. I need more tamales.
It's fine. Air fry it.
Yeah, when Anthony was a baby, and when I was, even before Anthony was born, Christmas in San Diego was always tamales and Noche Buena beer. Can't find Noche Buena anymore in the United States. I cannot find it. So, yeah.
Mikey Madness asks, "What's the single biggest purchase you've ever regretted making?" One year for Christmas, I got my dad a $200 like Sharper Image.
Sharper image.
Record records and turn them into MP3s thing. Dumbest waste of money I've ever spent.
It didn't work, or
No, he looked at it and he said, "Are you
Why
going
would
to
I
come over and
do this?
play all the
Do this,
records for me?"
I still have it. I fully intend to use it someday. I don't know.
But
No,
also, what's the point of recording a record? Like, is the sound quality going to be that much better and more noticeable on a digital file? If you
No,
do it that
it's really only for especially
things
when
you
you're
can't find anymore.
right. It's when you're a vinyl collector like I am, and you go deep in some areas.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff has never made it to digital ever. So I want to have a backup version of it, and but yeah.
What's the single?
So maybe
Yeah.
not a waste eventually.
No, I'll put it to use eventually. I have to retire, Katie.
You wait.
Katie, it's
You
been
just wait.
15 years. I'm calling it a waste.
no, but your
You're
dad
gonna
hasn't
eat your
retired
words.
yet. So
You're telling me that gift is going to pay off
It is.
in my
It's gonna pay off,
lifetime?
honey. You got to have faith.
Yeah.
And by the time he digitizes it, he's going to die. Like, it's
Okay,
There's
fine.
gonna
That's
be a new
really
thing.
positive
they're killing
outlook.
him off like that.
All right, then you start doing it just a little bit at a time.
That's what I mean. I'll start recording all of the Cinephobes on vinyl, and that way we
Thank
can
you. I'll have a
use
whole
it.
collection.
Collector's editions.
I think I got you socks for like 3 years after that because I was
I know.
pissed.
He was so pissed.
I was like,
Out of
"Fuck
anger.
it, you don't get anything. I
Socks.
thought I nailed this gift, and you don't care. You just want me to come and record the records by myself."
I really do need a technical assistant, man. That would be so great to have someone who just does all that shit that I don't have time to do. I don't even know
I'm my
heater?
dad's technical assistant, apparently.
Yeah, you're his freezer assistant as well,
Heater
and
and
pantry
Oh,
his
assistant.
shopping assistant.
the heat thing, the panel that I wish I could explain it. I'm so old. The heater was turned on, turned off, set a
The
dial.
thermostat.
It's the little thing with all. It's like an iPhone with all. Oh,
The Nest.
and I cannot figure out how it works. And once I do get it to go on, it won't stop and it will blow cold. So I just rip the thing out of the wall and live without a heater.
Sure.
It's like, fuck it. I can't deal with it. I need someone to come over and just, because when I first moved into this place, the housemate, Joey, was a giant tech nerd and set everything up in the house. Timers, alarms, motion sensors, everything.
Smart home. Yeah.
And then he moved away and left all of it behind.
Oh.
I don't know how any of it works.
Oh.
So, just
So
whatever.
you need a CTO. Yeah.
Correct. I need a chief technical officer.
Eden could also use a CTO to set up internet in her place.
I think that's the
No,
single
she
biggest
needs-
purchase that I regret
internet.
is my internet ISP.
Yep.
Like from my current ISP over the last 3 years. It's like who has had 6 technicians come to their home in less than 3 years to check the internet every time, and all they do is replace the splitter or rewire it and act like they're like doing me this giant favor when I'm like, your service doesn't work. It always works immediately right after you slap a band-aid on it and reset it or whatever, and it's like the speed test is always fine right then, but then like 3 days later it starts to drop out again. But now that we're on fiber, this should I have PTSD, so I'm still going to be running ping and speed tests compulsively, and I still have no faith that this will be the end of my internet issues. But at least this current saga is over for now.
Also,
this very second.
Brusco, yeah, I know he wants my help, but I would go down there and I would do it, and then I would leave, and then the next day it would be broken again. So don't throw that out there in the universe. Mo, what was your bad purchase?
Just tell the story though of like kind of Maze's. I've had that experience with what Maze is talking about, where I'm in college at USC. I buy my dad a new printer and set it up for him, all this stuff. Like, this is while he was traveling. And when he comes back, he calls me because he needs to print something, and he's screaming at me that the printer doesn't work. screaming at me. Why'd you replace the printer? Da da da. This like he had a printer that needed toner. Like that was like I'm like it's impossible to find toner now. You have to upgrade. He's mad about all that stuff. I go, it's 8:00 at night, and I'm like at SC, and I'm just chilling. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like next time I come home, I'll figure it out. No, I need it now. Da, 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 da. And the first guy says, "Are you sure it's plugged in?" And no. He's like, "Yes, it is plugged in. What do you think?" Da, 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 it's just not working. Da, 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 this thing's a waste of junk. Come get it now. Fine. So I drive, from SC to Encino is like at least 30 minutes with no traffic. So it's LA. So it's 45-minute drive or whatever. I walk in. It's not plugged in.
Yep.
It's not plugged into the wall. Like I plug it into the wall and then go and then print something and then just kind of as I'm walking out going like printer's fixed. It's like, oh, what was wrong with it? I go, it wasn't plugged in, and then just walked right out of the house.
Well, I find that the big problem for me in technology is there are things that technology wants me to do, and I only have to do them once every 2 years or once every 6 months. My random access memory will not hold it. So when I go to it again, it is a brand new, unfamiliar task, and I have to start at zero. At work, anything that I have to do that's technical, I do it every week, every day. I know how to do all those things. But yeah, and I also come from a world where something breaks, you hire someone to fix it. It's not my job to fix it. Someone else does it. I'm not, so I call people. I guess you could call a person to come to your house and do all this shit.
That's what the Geek Squad used to be.
Isn't
that? I feel like that's died.
A task manager app now. You can have somebody do these things.
I've never seen that on TaskRabbit, but I'm sure that would be a thing. But yeah, I mean the Geek Squad was a great idea and concept that I think just quickly fell apart as Best Buy shifted from that type of business to just like selling you ovens and dishwashers and shit.
It's they're just no longer. They decided to not be helpful anymore. Is really what they decided.
Any other big regretful purchases that you can think of?
I guess like I've said it before. I think and I continue to make this purchase. It's USC football season seats.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's I always want them. I always buy them. I'm always pissed off at the end of the season. It's the ultimate like pain cycle. And then when it comes time to renew, I'm like, fine. And at the same time, it's a lot of money.
Ready to be hurt again.
They know when I get money, that's when they send the email. Because then I'm like, okay, you know what? I can afford it. And then like 2 months later, I'm like, damn, I really shouldn't have put that money into that.
Yeah, you're just subscribing to pain. Would you like to renew?
Yes.
Yes.
Maze, what about those like Lord of the Rings orchestra tickets?
Oh, I mean, like I said at the time, if I didn't know how much it cost and didn't know for months in advance, I had a good time. It was a cool experience. But am I going back for the Two Towers in April? No, I am not.
Oh
no, I will not go. Also, the Two Towers
only
is
afford
like
one tower.
Yeah, I'll go to the tower.
Can I get half a tower? Just let me get halfway up.
But the worst part of that was like when there wasn't music and there was just normal movie sound effects. It was like watching an airplane movie, kind of like it was. That was the quality of the screen and sound. And I feel like Two Towers has a lot more action with the Helm's Deep shit. So even if I did want to go, I don't think that's happening. But that's not nearly as bad as the record to MP3 player for my dad. I had way less money at that point. I thought I really killed it.
Yeah, like
my expectations were sky high, and he looked at it like it was completely useless, like it was in a different language. So I would say that's a fail.
I'm a terrible father.
No, I made a misjudgment. the misjudgment came from me. That's why it's my regret. It's not, you don't have to regret shit. You know.
And I don't.
misjudged
So
it.
there.
And I don't.
I got my sister
Should've
an iPad
regret
for
again.
Christmas once, and she played Candy
iPad?
Crush for like a month, and then I don't think she's ever used it again. I'm like, cool.
Take it back.
We got my aunt who is suffering from dementia an iPad specifically so she could watch Outlander, the Star Show. And then I think
Isn't
a
that
week
kinda
after,
horny?
Yeah,
it's
very
super horny. Super
Okay.
horny.
Good, good for
It's
her.
horny, time traveling. I went to the past and fell in love with a rich dude. Shit.
Okay.
But we got her the iPad. I put stars on it. I set it up. We did it. A week later, my mom called and was like, "So, how's the iPad? How's Outlander?" And my aunt was like, "What?" So that was her purchase, though. So
Mm.
we didn't pay for that one.
I have
That
a
might be
purchase.
something
It
personal.
wasn't.
She doesn't want to talk about it because it's her time.
Perhaps,
You know?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just got a spam call from Wisconsin. Katie, is that you or what? Like,
Katie's
I've
giving your
asked
number
you to
out,
save my
that's for
number
sure.
many times, Eden, and it's getting hurtful.
so this wasn't a big purchase, but it is a purchase that I'm quite annoyed about, and it's just one of those, like, it definitely saw it on like, I'm like embarrassed to say this, but like Instagram ads where it's like one of those portable washing machines. And I wanted
Oh,
to
yeah.
get it like the little ones that are like this big. And I wanted to get it because it's like when I do hot yoga, like your clothes get really sweaty and it's like I don't want that clothes to sit for a very long time,
Mm.
but I have enough clothes I don't need to do laundry every 3 days. And so I was like, I thought this would be the solution. But like the clothes just comes out like sopping wet. Like
There's no dryer.
There's no portable dryer.
I know, but like
don't
you
some
think
of
it
them
has
do
like some sort
both?
of spin. It has a spin cycle, like dry cycle. It just is worthless. And
Oh,
yeah, like so it just doesn't actually drain out the water.
That's
And I was spending
terrible.
more time trying to wring out the water. And I already do air dry some of my clothes anyway because like I don't know, Asian habit. But like
Things shrink.
yeah, and it saves money on dryer, like paying for like I really only dry like some like big towels and items that like, you know, stuff that I don't worry about shrinking. But like I mean it was like $50 still. So it was, you know, I'm poor.
How portable are we talking?
So it folds down also. So it's like
It's like this big, right? I've seen it.
like,
It's
it's
like
a little bit bigger than the iPad, like probably like this big, like
Wow,
and
okay.
like it folds down to about like this wide, but it expands out to like this. It fits inside the sink, like a kitchen sink. It's really perfect for like, you know, a yoga outfit. And like
the idea is there. The
yeah,
idea is
so
sound.
it's just the execution.
It got you halfway there. They just said, she'll figure out how to dry it.
Yeah, and I was just like, I just feel like it just didn't get it to even like a moderately dried point enough that I was like, you know, hand wringing it and then like putting it between towels and then like folding it and then like trying to drain it that way because like, you know, if clothes is too wet, it's still not going to air dry well either. So
No,
that's
Is
an
this
exhausting process.
yes. Mine was purple. It's very cute, but yeah, it's cuter. But yeah,
Mine was cuter.
Mine was
Of course,
cute.
it's cute.
yeah,
I mean, this is 57% off right now. So
yeah.
How
it
many
was
stars
doesn't
we got?
dry.
colored.
It doesn't dry.
3.6.
Perfect for
It does-
apartments, travel, and hotels. Ideal
Yeah.
for baby
Hotels.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's literally perfect for like you know, a shirt, a sports bra, a pair of like, you know, yoga stuff isn't super thick either. Like
Okay.
one outfit or like, you know, a few t-shirts. Like
One pair of either Maze's or my jeans would
Yeah.
clog
I
that
can-
thing.
I can get a sock in there. If it's like when you step in a puddle and you get the wet sock, I could
Oh,
fix
that's
that.
the worst feeling. That's the worst feeling.
But here you go. Now you got
Yeah, that was your mistake.
dryer, and now it looks
I
like
don't
just
trust it.
a hot bag.
yeah, I don't trust it. Just 3.8 stars. I don't
That
trust it.
screams fire hazard.
3D
it really
drying,
does.
intelligent
really-
timing.
Just throw your wet clothes over a space heater. Like, what are
Yeah.
we doing?
You get what you pay for, guys.
Open up your
Like,
car, put your wet clothes on the engine, drive around the block.
There you
You're
go.
good. Problem solved. Well, yeah, I think that qualifies as a regretful purchase.
Yeah, it was quite regretful.
I mean,
And I
I have
had
a lot of
such hopes and
small
dreams.
purchases. I have small purchases that were a waste. Just a number of things I've purchased off of Instagram or
Like most
TikTok.
things I
That's
purchased.
yeah, like it's that stuff's
Things
useless.
I purchased I never received. I ordered a dog bed for humans once. That never came.
A dog bed for humans.
It looks so cozy on that Instagram ad.
It's still in transit. They're still trying to get it
Yeah.
to you. It'll get there.
That's the
someday.
favorite is when you
They're
buy
waiting
it
for
from
the shipping
Instagram.
container in China
It's-
to fill up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you buy it, you're thinking like, oh, okay, this is American made or whatnot, or nope, it's all shipping from
No.
China. You're just like,
Yeah.
come on.
And then by the time you get it, I forgot what I ordered, and I'm like, "What is this?"
What is
and
this?
the package gives no indication whatsoever.
During the pandemic,
It doesn't even have a sender. Like,
Yeah,
I bought this thing that was like an exercise where it's like almost like a not a backpack, but like you strap it on your ankles and your wrists, and it's like you do boxing and kicking with it, and it provides tension and stuff.
oh yeah.
I put the damn thing on my leg, and I swear it felt like it was gonna snap my Achilles. Like the way it
Ooh.
was like cutting
Too much
into my
tension.
foot. Yeah, I was just like, oh, I go, huh, this was definitely a waste of time. Because in the pandemic, you're on those social
All,
medias
yeah.
and then trying to find a way to get a workout in and all like, oh,
Everyone,
that thing was so
everything
useless.
seems like a great idea in that user generated content video of it.
Looked
Surely
great
this
in the
will work.
video.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like it shows.
Dad, why did you have today off?
It's the end of the semester. Monday is Martin Luther King Day. The teachers need a day to write their progress reports. So the kids get a day off, the parents get a 4-day weekend, and the teachers are writing, and I don't have to write progress reports. So I'm
Oh, I was gonna ask, what's the meanest thing you're gonna say on a progress report?
that's not how, no, not in a progressive school. You're not going to say something mean. If
These kids need to be
Yeah.
meaned.
Give
Like
us the coded language
Start hitting
required
'em.
to deliver.
not hit.
If
I wasn't
a-
gonna
How
go
do you
that.
say you suck, but in private middle school parlance?
Well, as I say to my students, stop tearing yourself down. That's my job. I'll let you know when you suck. So don't worry about it. Okay. But no, Mo, it's if a child is at the point where we are writing a semester report and we have to say bad things, we've already had a conversation with the parents multiple times.
Fair enough.
So we do that stuff face to face, not in the document.
I don't know. Just hearing the stories from other people, what they deal with young people at work. These kids all need a good slap in the face. Like
Yep.
their entitlement to thinking things. One, I think we need to go back to 5 days a week in the office. These kids have taken full advantage in a way that they don't understand the gift they're being given, and they are way too relaxed.
Do
and
not
too
get me
calm.
started on Gen
Like,
Z.
It is I
Do
don't even
not.
have to deal with them. I get the story secondhand,
Yeah.
and I get pissed. I'm like, I just want to come to the office and start, yelling at people.
I'm like, do not ruin this for the rest of us.
Yeah.
No,
that
they
actually,
did. It's over.
I'm over here, like, I make it a point to make sure I can account for like every single work hour. So just because I'm like, I don't want to lose this remote work situation. And I'm just like I had to tell a Gen Z report that he had to check his email.
Oh, I've heard stories
Because
where
that's
they
what
thought-
No one told
school-
me.
And I'm like,
They
no
did-
one should have to tell
They
you.
emailed you.
Yeah.
they thought a vacation day was that they left the city.
Yeah.
Not that they didn't come to work, but was that it wasn't a vacation day because I was still in LA. Like, no, you didn't come to work.
I had
You
to
took a vacation
explain,
day. Like it's
like, yo, and also it's
they're
like no one,
turning me into man yells in the clouds.
Same,
Like they're
I
turning me into
same.
the old person of just like you stupid kids.
I'm
You
like,
see what you're
no
doing to
one
me?
has ever had to explain to me that if your direct line manager asks you to do something, that doesn't mean do it at your leisure and at your convenience. It means wrap up whatever you're doing now and do that immediately. Like,
Well, Eden, let me just let you know what is coming. Because the generation after Z, the kids who were in school and on Zoom for COVID, this is what they've learned to do. Hold perfectly still while someone says something to you don't like, and then do exactly what you were doing and ignore them.
yeah,
They learned that from spending a good 18 months in front of a screen and just turning it off and not listening. And it's frightening how many of them are doing this, and I'm hearing it from teachers across the board. The ramifications of that COVID shutdown are going to just. If you thought Z was bad, baby, wait for Alpha. You
God.
just
Oh,
No.
I'm terrified. I just
also
hope
don't
I'm
like
old
that they
enough.
got
I just
Alpha.
hope I'm old enough that to not ever have to like deal with Alpha directly in the workplace.
The biggest problem for me with the Z's, because I run a theater company, and the biggest problem for me with the Z's is that somewhere in the last 5 to 8 years, if I am feeling something, that is the most important thing that is happening right now, and you have to deal with my feelings. My feelings are more important than the task at hand. My feelings are more important than anything that's going on. And if I'm not feeling okay, especially they all learn to say I'm not feeling safe.
Okay.
We need
I
to
wanna
make
say-
feelings
I wanna
not matter
show you
again.
safe.
Like
I'll show you what safe is. Jesus.
I felt scared of my teachers. That's
Tired
what
of
they
this.
should be
I'll make
feeling. You should be
feelings
scared
not
of
matter.
authority.
I'm out.
We've gone too far. Back to everybody's feelings are important. Mental
No.
health. We care
Not-
too much
not-
about it.
Not in the workplace. At work, you compartmentalize. It's like
yes.
you compartmentalize. Like you
No,
leave
I had a
at
bad
the
day
door.
and I'm not feeling good. I can't work. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
No, that's for somebody else to deal with. I
And you
don't
guys,
give a shit.
y'all know what's even worse is if you don't work for an American company like me, you know, in America, how we can just be like 2 weeks because you aren't doing your job. Bye. You in some other countries, you have to go through a performance improvement process to show that you have done everything in your power possible to support this person, to find them a right fit. And I'm just like,
Eden,
this is privilege that I cannot wrap my head around.
Eden, that is also an American problem.
That happens here too? Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
The number of suggestions I've made were like, no, just fire their ass. Is told no, you have to do this, and this.
'Cause you can
And
get
these are
sued, I
American
guess, yeah.
companies. Yeah. So now it is a full-on problem. I remember when I got a job, anywhere I went, whether it was in the NBA, whether it was in the normal workforce or whatnot, at will employee. They can fire me whenever the hell they want. That's what I remember. There was no warning. I
Yeah.
got no warnings when I was let go. When I was a tech recruiter, I was awful at that. Understood why they let me go. That's a whole other story for another time.
Fuck your feelings,
But like
bro.
but like it's they were like, hey, we're gonna let you go. I was like, thank you. It's time to go. Like, but it wasn't like, oh no, we got to put him on a probation plan and da 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 da. Like all this stuff now, garbage. We need to go back to.
I live my life like at work as if it's like my life depends on this job, because guess what? It does. Like, because it does. And I'm just like, it blows my mind that people do not approach it the same way. And it like,
They don't, you know, it's the common sense, the reasoning is not there. Like, I deal with a lot of college kids. They are so stupid. My friend works at the college and she was telling me that she has to like help with accommodations and stuff for people. And someone's like, I have to take Ubers every day because I can't get to class on time. What should I do? And she's like, leave earlier. Like, get up. What do you like? And they're like, oh, that's genius. I never thought of that.
What?
Make feelings not matter again. That's
My dad
Nuts.
put me on a bus at the beginning of high school, followed me in a car to school once, and then said, okay, bye. You do this now.
He was an urban kid. He knew his way around the city. He was incredibly responsible. Come on in. I'm having a window repaired. And he's just
I'm just so happy that Papa Mace is here.
Yeah, he was able to get where he needed to go and do what he was supposed to do. And yes, I was nervous, but from my apartment to his school was one bus.
Well, it was two, but yeah, it was mostly one.
Mostly one. I just needed to make sure he got on the damn bus and did what he was supposed to do, and he did. So it was great.
And was there plenty of times when I walked out the front door and the bus was already going down the hill because I was dicking around and I was too late? Yes. Did I run after the bus all of those times? Yes, I did. Did I mostly get to school on time? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you didn't
Yeah,
come
now-
running in the house saying, "Dad, you have to take me to school now." It's like I would
Dad,
say,
call
"No,
me an
wait for the
Uber."
next bus.
That's not what those kids are doing. They're going to be moping in their feelings for
You bet.
20 minutes about how they missed the bus, how they messed around, and oh, I suck, and I'm awful, and I should have done this, and da da da. And then the same damn thing happens.
And
again
those
tomorrow.
feelings are valid. And make sure you
The
repeat. those
hell they
They're
feelings.
not.
are.
They're not
I mean,
valid.
I'm
You
done.
know,
We need
But-
to stop. We need to get rid of validating all feelings because
Make
not all of them
feelings
are.
Validate
not
parking, not
matter anymore.
feelings.
And let me just, I have to do this because I see all sides, unfortunately. This mindset is why your generation electorate voted more for Trump than not, because they're tired of this behavior and they associate it with the woke.
It wasn't. Well, my
That just
reason.
got too real. And on that note,
Mic
for Zach,
drop.
Eden, Katie, Mo, and Papa Mace. What a
Papa Mace, this is a
performance.
virtual
What a
hug.
run.
I'm trying to give you.
I'll try to let you know the next Friday I have off. I don't know when the next one is, but I'll let you
Yes,
know.
please.
Catch you next time on the mailbag.